Marty's up top drinking. He was in the house eating. We'll see if he wants anything else. Hi, come on up. Come on up. Come on up, buddy. Yeah, there you go. Hi, that's my good boy. Actually, keep that one up here. Hi, there you go. Good boy. Good boy. And we did have more rain last night, but some places nearby got a lot more than we did. Hey, Mart. You had some canned food. You want some dry chow? You gonna come down from there, bud? Stripey, where'd you go? I just let him out. He'd been in all night, and he already ate in the house, so he probably went off to find some leaves. Well, everything's in good shape. It's still pretty darn humid. Maybe not as humid as yesterday, though. Yesterday, I think, was the worst day we had had the entire summer for humidity. It was just that cut with a knife saying. It definitely was yesterday. Abby's weeping. The Japanese maple on this side of the bird bath sure is looking pretty. It's put red back in the leaves and looks really pretty. Did not have any deer action in the side yard last night, which is fine, which is good. I don't want deer action. So we talked a little bit in the car yesterday about the Tesla supercharger shooting in Idaho. Yeah. We mentioned it. And at that time, I thought the husband in the Tesla, the man in the Tesla had died. It was a husband and wife.
Okay.
But now reports are that he's didn't die.
Okay.
That he's in the hospital.
Wow.
So
I hope he recovers.
Right. Well, this just goes to show you that early reports versus how things end up or whatever evolve over time. So I was reading a Tesla Divas post about it, and a lot of them are upset, saying it was hard to watch, and you know, I'm afraid that's going to happen to me, and I feel vulnerable supercharging. And this could be for any EV, because all of them, as far as I know, while you're plugged in, you can't drive off.
Yeah.
If there's a brand out there that you can drive off, somebody leave that in the comments nicely, but I'm not aware that there is. But, and use EV Eject. They're all talking about EV Eject. The third-party company came out with this thing you can attach to the charging cable in the supercharger, and you can leave it even though you can't leave the supercharger. So it would break, but you would be able to, if you attach that to your charging setup. Anyway, I guess one person with some sanity on X posted, okay, there's this many charging stalls in the world. There's this many pedestals in the world. There are this many charging sessions a day. Gain some perspective about the likelihood that this would happen to you. And that would be my message as well. I don't want to fool with EV Eject. I don't feel vulnerable enough at superchargers, even after watching that video, to want to mess with that thing. The one time we'd have to have 3 for each Tesla.
Yeah, sure.
The one time I was too lazy, too much in a rush to use it, that'd be the time I'd need it. Because that would happen. I would use it sometimes and I'd be totally fine. And then the one time I really wished I'd have put it on, I would have skipped it probably or something. Right. I felt very vulnerable standing outside my car at gas stations pumping gas. I've not felt vulnerable sitting at a supercharger.
Well, I guess something I would say, everything, I totally understand. I don't see it to be effective, the odds. I think if Tesla was going to do anything, they might want to give you a panic button while you're at the supercharger.
That's all I would do. Yep.
If you're at the supercharger and, on the supercharging screen, there's a button, panic button. And, if you push that, the lights flash. Announcement over the speaker says, you are being recorded. And, all this kind of crap. Maybe that would cause the person to go find an easier target. Because that's all alarm systems do, is that gives the person unwanted attention, and therefore they tend to go away. So I would say that would be something Tesla could do that wouldn't be expensive.
Right. Well, on newer cars, there's no reason why Tesla couldn't put an eject on the charging cable, new hardware to eject it out at a supercharger.
Well,
wouldn't damage or whatever. I mean, I think it's hardware possible. I didn't say it was a good idea, but I think it's hardware possible.
Right. Well, I guess a couple things. First of all, I don't know. I seem to remember every time I forgot to unplug, it won't let me move the car. It says you're plugged in. I'm not going to let you move the car. So if you overrode that, you'd have to put an overrode in there. So, okay, you're plugged in. I won't move the car. Then the next thing you would have to say, if you really want to move the car, tap 3 times on the screen. And
right. Well, I guess that's a great point. All the divas that are talking are assuming that they would have their wits about them enough to remember how to engage the car and get it, whatever, in Ruby, it's all the way down on the gear selector.
It's like that app that college kids have. You hold your finger on the entire time you're charging. You hold your finger on your cell phone because you got to have it right in the middle of the screen. So you can't be distracted by playing Pokemon or whatever. Yeah. And then, whenever you take your thumb off, it ejects and, costs you money, but you're free to go now.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a really sad thing that had happened. And I think the reports that one of the In-N-Out employees died was true, because In-N-Out had a statement about how devastated they were about their employee dying in their, in the store and stuff. It seemed like it started in the store. Right. It didn't start at the supercharger, and all of these posts about the people are talking like that was a Tesla aim. I want to hear this guy's motivations, whatever they dig up about him, but it didn't seem to me, if he started inside the In-N-Out and then walked over to the supercharger, that it was aimed at Tesla individuals, sure. Tesla, whatever. It seemed like somebody that said, I'm going to go in and kill somebody in the In-N-Out, and then I'll just keep on killing. And, that looks like a good place to go or something. I don't know. I suppose saying a little bit of worry about copycat crimes or something might be. But my message, and the reason why I wanted to talk about it, is just try to calm down and get some perspective. And if you feel vulnerable in the car while charging, go in to the store and don't sit in the car.
Of course, just my recommendation is just apparently don't go to fast food restaurants, because they'll kill you one way or the other. Yeah.
Okay, Donnie. Okay, you just had to say it, but
I mean, I don't think it had anything to do with Tesla. There was a supercharger there. These people were in the car. The guy came out of the place. He was looking to kill somebody else. If he'd have walked by some people in their car eating their In-N-Out burgers, he probably would have shot them. We don't know if he would or wouldn't have.
Right. Well, I do. Yeah. I mean, like I said, my reason for talking about it was step back for a minute and gain some perspective about the likelihood of that happening to you. Right. It was pretty darn small, and right. Information about the situation is still evolving, as in, like, let's reserve judgment until we know what his motivations were. All of these active shooter things are not good. And, right. You do you about how you want to handle those situations, or be prepared for those situations.
Have a bigger gun.
Yes, Donnie. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, like I said, in all these situations, the individual would have to be cool under pressure enough to utilize whatever means you had at your disposal to get out of the way of the person, whether it's a firearm or EV eject or some other engagement of the vehicle to move. You mean you're assuming that this guy coming at you with a gun, that you can do what you need to do to get yourself out of the way. A lot of people, I think, could possibly freeze and just you're so stunned that it's happening, you might just watch them or whatever. But let's hope there aren't any copycats. I feel really sorry for the people involved in the situation. I bet Elon's just shaking his head. I told Don, watch for the stock to drop about $50 today. Mm-hmm. And Don's response was, okay, I'll go pick up some more stock.
Right.
Well, I don't want it to drop for that reason, but the knee-jerk reaction will probably be the stock will drop.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. And it always comes back, so it's not like I'm sitting here
Well,
whining. I'm not whining about my investment over somebody else's life, but I'm just, the way these things go is something happens in the Tesla world that's not great. This is worse than not great, and something, there'll be a reaction to it. So I don't know. But it's all EVs, but I'm in the Tesla forum, so it's only Tesla drivers talking about it.
Yep.
Could have been Electrify America.
Could have been.
It's just a little hot in the attic today, but I have all of the 4th of July stuff stowed properly where it belongs, out of the way, won't get broke. All of it. You know, it's always that last 1 or 2 things, right? I still have 3 places to put something. And one of the boxes I know I want to put, I can't find. So I'll have to think about that. But that's for another time. We're probably going to go to the gym now because I need to work out. We're fixing to go in the gym and get our workout over with. It looks like it's definitely the potential for some more storms this afternoon. Supposed to be like that most of the week. Well, the humidity's way back up, so of course it is, right?
So you couldn't have stopped here to turn around and video there? Where
you're extra sensitive.
Yeah, well, I have a sun detector top of my...
I'm sorry. Don's having fun with Microsoft Teams today. Well, not personally, but since he's the administrator for his company, that gives him some extra fun.
Oh, joy.
Let's just say nicely that Teams might not be meant for everybody.
Well, it's time to fill it up. I dumped the corn out, undid it from the pole, and dumped the corn in the bottom out there, and then put fresh corn in it. 3 buckets, 3 blue buckets, filled it up to from bone empty completely to within 6 inches of the top. I made a funnel out of one of her hanging basket pots. It's kind of a little bit sturdier plastic. The lighter color is kind of sturdy, and I put pot rivets in it. And I used one of her old ABS type or whatever that is. Cut the bottom out of it, and basically it worked well. Would have been better if this white one, a lighter color one, would have been 2 more inches in diameter. It would have been bigger than the bucket. It's almost, but you just have to be careful when you first tip it and pour. But anyway, it works well. Quite happy with it. So I think we've got a pretty good system here now. Hopefully it won't cost us too big of a fortune to feed all these deer.
It's cleaner. That took, I don't know, a little over an hour. I had to sort through the stuff in the basket and the jug. And Dawn did this tray for me, and there was something spilled over here that I didn't know about. That took a little work to get it off. And I sucked up, cat fur, and it's much better now. Hi. Yeah? Hi. You gonna get it dirty again for me? Okay. Okay, it wasn't really your dirt.